Okay, I think that's good. Good evening to you all. This is a bit of a landmark video. The channel has turned 1 year old. I believe it was September 29th was the birth date. So I've got a bit of a mystery unboxing here. I'm not going to put what it is in the title. We'll keep it a mystery. I had gotten these when I sold my Jeep. I got these like a month and a half ago, and I've just been sitting on the box. I was going to kind of wait and do something special with them. Because they're different. They're not a slide. So those who wish to stick around and see some more personal footage, we'll put that after. That way I won't hold you up if you're just here for the shoes. If you're just here for that one thing, just teasing. And then two, I want to put in a little meditation clip too. One thing in life that I enjoy more than foam footwear is meditation. I'm really big on meditation. I've been doing it since 2011 is when I first, well, actually I've been doing it since like 2000. But I really got heavy into it in 2011, and I learned how to sit in the full lotus position and meditate for extended periods of time. So I want to put in a little meditation clip within this video, and I want to try to add some more balance to the channel, so it's not just purely materialism, because I think we all need a little more balance in life, especially just the current state of society. So I think if I put in a little more a little more spiritual stuff that makes me happy, not religious but spiritual, it'll just add a different element to some of the content, and I'll probably keep that stuff like in separate videos. But I've wanted to do that for a little while now, and I'd spoke about it in the motorcycle video, but that got like 30 views. So, but yeah, I just wanted to mention all of that. So let's open the channel birthday present. Get the mystery out of the way. All right. Do I have a blade? I do not. Un momento. Alright, no more wasting time. So, this is one of my favorite pairs of shoes. I kind of hinted at this in the top 5 foam shoe video, that I may or may not have had something coming. And you might even be able to tell what it is already. So I already own a pair of these. But I didn't get the right size the first time, and that was an expensive sizing lesson. So I went up a half size and ordered a different colorway, because I don't even wear the other ones. But the other ones I got a little better of a price on. These I kind of had to pay retail. They're getting to the point where they're starting to climb up in price again. So I wanted to snag one. Well, I still could. I might try to get some more Yeezy shoes and stuff. I want to get another pair of foam runners too, but I figured we'd get the 350s first. So I think these are the what's it, the Ash Stone, I think is the name of the colorway. I was kind of looking at getting like the Beluga, but the Beluga was so bold. I thought that the Ash Stone was kind of a little softer on the eyes. It was a little less like saturated than the Belugas. That's so soft. I love these shoes, man. So I kind of liked it. I like this colorway. I was looking at getting the sand, or the taupe, the sand taupe. Was that the name of it? Because I kind of like how that one looked, but it's got like a weird, I don't know. That one has more of a like a white midsole to it, and then the gum part of it is more of like brown, so it's kind of a weird brown stripe on the back. But these looked good. I thought these looked pretty good. This was a good colorway. So that's the that's the surprise. That's the channel gift. Like I said, I had a little bit of extra money when I sold my Jeep like a month and a half ago. So I ordered these up and then I just sat on them. I figured I'd wait for either the 1,000 sub special or like the year special, but they both kind of hit around the same time. They both came around the same time. So, and I don't know, these off videos don't get a lot of views. So I wasn't super motivated to make this video, but every now and then I gotta make a video for me, you know? It can't always just be about the current shoes, the current slides, though that's what the channel's all about, but it can be a little bit about me sometimes. So that's what this video is about. So if you care to stick around and watch the other footage, or listen to me ramble about meditation, hang around, we got that stuff coming. But these are pretty nice. These are really clean. I dig these. I'm happy about these. I don't have to wear them without the insole. That's the only way I can wear the, what are they, the Zion? These ones. Because I have to pull the insole out. It gives me a little more room in there, but you can see how clean these are still. Like, I think I've worn these like once, literally once or twice. I think just to do the video. I think I did a walk with them, but I've taken them out. There's a little dirt on them. But they're a cool shoe. I really like this this knit upper, the prime knit upper. I really dig that. And I like how they do different patterns like within the prime knit, because it's such a subtle variation, but it's very like ornate. It's a very subtle ornate element. A lot of my art, I used to do a lot of minimalist, kind of formalist art. Just dealing with lines and colors and textures and stuff, and I used to do a lot of stuff like this where it's just very minimal, subtle variations. So I really dig that. This is a nice neutral colorway. Not too vibrant. Maybe we'll do the belugas in the future. We might try to grab one more before the 350s dry up completely, but I want to get another pair of the foam runners too before those are gone. So maybe our next indulgence, aside from like item reviews, you know, shoe reviews, maybe the next indulgence we'll get a pair of foam runners. But those can still be a review though too. It's been a while since I reviewed the foam runners, and that was a very early video that I did too. So my process is a lot more. It's a lot different now. It has changed from what it used to be. We'll do a little walk-in. I'll see if the 12.5s fit. We'll get a little action footage in it too. Alright, I love this color. It's so soft, but it's still got like some nice vibrancy to it. You know, the orange, but it's softened. It's not like the belugas. But I still want to get the belugas. Those would probably be the last. Yeah, these are better. I still have a little bit of room. Because on those 12s, I'm pushing the seam. I can show you real quick. They still sort of fit with without the insole, but these 12.5s are the right size. So they still sort of fit. Like I've got a little bit of space, but I'm right there. There's just a little more pressure. If I wore them and like actually broke them in, they would be fine. But the 12.5 is the better size. So these are nice. I'm a big fan of these shoes. I just love this prime knit. That's why I was kind of interested in that one. Oh, what did we just get? The UFOs. I was looking at that UFOs. What is it? The Yumi Zen. Zen. I think I want to get that shoe next. I get paid this week. We might get that, and then there's a Brazilian slide I'm gonna try to get. a viewer had brought to my attention. So we'll try to get that that Brazilian slide too. I got to order it through like Amazon Brazil though, so it's gonna be a little while. But yeah, that's good. Yeah, these are good. I'm digging these. I like this size. The sizing's better. I'll probably wear them. These don't feel too bad actually. The 12s. Now that I've got them on, and I know that prime net will stretch out too, but these just have a little more wiggle room. But I am getting a little more. I'm getting the slight heel slip though at the back, so I could cinch down these laces if I needed to. They're pretty loose. And that would probably lock in a little more. Alright. Oh, I should probably put the other one on, huh? Got the Zion. The Zion feel fine, though. As long as I've got that insole out, they feel fine. But the fact that I have to take the insole out, that tells you they're too small. But I can keep the insole in these ash stone, and they fit better. Yeah, I don't have so much pressure like on my toes. Because it is a little taut towards the front, you know? Where it was like I had a little pressure on my toes in the Zion, where these feel like they fit better. Oops. It's dark out, I gotta get the lights on. But yeah, these are nice. I'm a big fan of the 350 Boost. It's a good model, one of my favorite Yeezy models. Like, it's kind of the only Yeezy shoe that I like, that I'm a fan of. I don't really care for the other Yeezy models, the other Yeezy shoes. You know, I like the foam stuff, the slides and the foam runners, but even that's it. I don't really care for a lot of the other Yeezy models. There was one other, what do they call it? I've got another 350, but it's like the V3. I forget what they call that one. It's like the model after these. Because these are the V2s. Oh, what are those called? I'll put it on screen. I've got a black pair that I got those for a really good price. The compacts. I've got the 350 compacts. Those are actually probably my favorites because those are more like just a sock. These are good. They've got the prime net and stuff and the laces and whatnot, and I think those compacts have like an infinity lace on them or something. I just recall them being a little more elastic and just more of like a sock. They don't even have an insole in them. Hang on one second, because that's why they fit a little bit better, because they don't even have an insole. Let me grab those, I'll show you real quick. Yeah, these are awesome. These are even softer. They've got this big pad on the top, which it gives them kind of this little bulbous top to it, almost like a foam runner. But I really like the prime knit on this model, on the compact. It's got a lot more elasticity to it. It's just more like a sock on top, and then it doesn't have an insole to it. It's just the Yeezy branding down there. So these are a really cool model, but they don't have a whole lot of support. I remember there was a viewer that commented on them that it's not like trying to walk uphill because your foot just slips and slides on it if you're not on like a flat surface, because it's got all this elasticity to it. But I love these. These are actually these are kind of my dress shoes. I wore these to last time I wore these were to a funeral. Not to get somber and down, but these are kind of my funeral shoes, I guess. Sad to see it, but they're nice. I'm all down now. It made me think of the last funeral I went to. Rip Danny, rip. Guy I went to high school with died in a rafting accident out in Colorado. It was terrible. It was tragedy. There was another person that died too. It wasn't just him. The water was too high. It was like a couple inches away from them canceling, because once it gets too high they can't raft, but it was like, it was too high initially, but then it went down a little bit and they were able to get on the river, and He ended up dying along with somebody else. But anyways, we'll probably cut that out. I don't want to get all dark, but this is a more personal video though. I have no problem sharing. That's what this one's about. It's the channel birthday vid. But I think that's all I have to say about these. I'm big on these. I'm big on the 350. They're a little overpriced, but they're a little bougie, you know, they're kind of bougie. It's nice to have some nice things every now and then. My problem is once I get things that are too expensive, I don't wear them. Because I'm afraid of like getting them dirty or ruining them. But I told myself when I bought these, I'm like, all right, you're going to wear these. Because you've already got that Zion pair that you don't wear. So you need to wear these. So I'm going to force myself to wear these. Even though I'm going to be afraid of getting them dirty. But it just, you know, it helps with the videos to keep things clean. That's one thing that I always kind of turn my nose up at when I see people doing shoe videos with dirty shoes and dirty slides. It's like, bro, I don't want to see your dirty, grimy shoes, you know? So that's one incentive for me to like keep things clean. But I have no reason to show these again. The initial one didn't get a lot of views. These shoes don't get a lot of views. They're kind of I think they're kind of stale at this point in the market. Nobody's really interested in them anymore. So I have no need to make a video on these again. So I'll start wearing these. I need to start wearing these too. These are so comfy. These are so nice. So nice. I gotta send these back too. These are too small. So, alright, I think that is... Here, let me flip this around. Alright, I think that's it for the mystery unboxing. The birthday present for the channel. Nice pair of 350s. So these are cool. But stick around if you want to check out some other clips from over the summer of me and the fam. And I'll do the meditation clip next. I'll sit and just show how I stretch to get into the full lotus, and then just give a little promo talk about it. I didn't know. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I just second guess myself. I'm like, what are you even gonna say? And I myself told myself to just start talking. It's like, just sit down and just start talking. So we'll just see what comes out. But yep, let's go do that. Oh, all right. Good evening to you. I'm gonna show a little bit of some stretches to get into the full lotus meditation position. That's how I meditate. So I took a meditation class in community college, like early 2000s, Vipassana meditation, and was really interested in just Eastern philosophy and whatnot. And the Vipassana meditation is it's kind of a single point focus meditation. They just had to sit and focus on the breath going over our nostrils, just that sensation, because the mind will wander, so you bring it back just to that single sensation. But then I wanted more. I needed a more physical experience to it, just because I've got a lot of energy, so I needed like a physical channel for it that was also productive. And I came across Falun Gong, and that has Qigong also alongside the meditation. So I learned Qigong, which is energy cultivation. We'll get into that probably in another video. We'll just focus on the meditation right now. But I started practicing in 2012. Just after I got my bachelor's degree. Instead of going to get my master's degree, because I studied art, I didn't feel that it was worth the time and money to get a master's. So I kind of went more like mystical path, because I wanted to learn how to meditate in the full lotus. Like, in my mind, there was something there. There was a key there that if I could achieve that, that I could reach some different understanding spiritually, just because I kind of have I had a spiritual void in my life up to that point in time. So I wanted to do kind of a spiritual discovery, in a sense. And I was real interested in the the third eye, the celestial eye. And there was this Taoist YouTuber that I would watch periodically, and he brought the practice of Falun Gong to my attention. He said, if you want to have a third eye experience, practice Falun Gong for 2 hours a day for 2 years straight. So I took that as a challenge, and I dove head first, straight in, and started practicing every day, trying to get to that 2 hours a day. So there's an hour of the standing Qigong exercises, and then the meditation is an hour also. So you can't just immediately sit for an hour. It takes time to build up to that. So you start off just stretching, daily stretching, and I would alternate legs. I'll show you. Alternate legs, half lotus. So you just kind of want to do a standard leg stretch, get everything out, extend it, take turns going out. And then after this, so start with your legs out, because you want to get a clean fold, because it allows the tendons over your knees to fold properly. Because if you get an awkward angle, the tendons, you can damage them. So, and you'll know it if they're not right. So start with a clean spread, fold in, and then get kind of like this, and then start with 1 foot up. So this is considered a half lotus, just having 1 foot up. So when you first start, your leg's going to be up like this. You got to stretch out all these tendons in your leg, all these muscles too. So just get 1 foot up on top of your knee in the half lotus, and then you want to stretch that. When it's like that, you're not going to be able to, just go down as far as you can, and then go over each knee. So when you're doing this, you'll be able to tell if you got a clean fold, because it won't allow you to go down at all. You'll have some sharp pains and stuff. So just go with what you can do. Don't hurt yourself. It takes time to stretch all this stuff out, but just do that. So you got a 3-directional pattern that you're stretching in while your leg's like this. And then when you start meditating, sit in the half lotus for 1 day, and then the next day switch legs. So we'll go back out, and which we had that in, or that's what we just did, the other one. All right, so bring the other one in first, and then put this on top. So there's you've got your yin and your yang energies. You have your masculine and your feminine energies. Yin is feminine, yang is masculine. So depending on if you're male or female, you will have different leads if you start to do this practice. So masculine, you'll tend to lead with your left. Feminine, you'll tend to lead with your right. And it deals with the balancing of the energies. So, all right, so once we're in the other half lotus, same thing, just stretch out. But again, your leg's going to be way up here. But just daily kind of alternate back and forth. And after about a month of sitting in half lotuses, switching back and forth, you'll be able to get into the full lotus. It took me about a month alternating and daily stretching and just sitting as long as you can. In the half lotus, by the time you can sit half lotus for about a half hour, you should be able to tuck into a full lotus. But so those are the stretches. You can also kind of cradle your arm and pull it up to your chest. Cradle your leg and pull it up to your chest. This will stretch the muscles in your thighs here. So just kind of rock it back and forth. And then same thing with the other leg. So these are good stretches. I still do all these stretches before I sit. All right. And then, like I was saying, yin and yang energies. So if you're male, you'll want to tuck your left leg up first. So pull it up. Try to get your heel up to your hip. And then you're going to want to kind of push your knee down a little bit. So don't force this until you're ready. And then you're going to pull the other leg and tuck it back up. So, and then even when you can achieve this, just pay attention to your body. We all have a certain amount of pain threshold, so don't push yourself too far to the point where you don't want to do it anymore. But there is an element there of working through karma and paying off karma through pain and suffering. It's kind of a Buddhist perspective on life. They talk about karma and virtue, and that karma, both of them, karma and virtue, accrue on your spirit, in a sense. And in this life, it's an opportunity for us to receive blessings from our virtue, but also suffer and work through karma in order to repay debts. So there's an element of repaying karma when you're sitting in the full lotus like this, because it doesn't feel good. The longer you do it, the less discomfort you have. I don't start feeling much discomfort until about 50 minutes. So right now I just sit for an hour, but it's not until about 50 minutes that I start to feel discomfort. And it's like at this point it's like a dull, deep ache. And when I first started, it used to feel like sharp pains. It used to feel like glass, like pieces of glass that was like coming out of my body, that was coming through the skin, coming through the muscle. One would come up and it'd be like a really sharp pain in a certain spot, and you'd work through it. You'd, kind of grit and get through it in the meditation, and then it would dissipate. It would go away, and then you'd be good for a little while. And then after another, a few minutes or so, another one would surface and it would come out. That was a very difficult period of the meditation, but the more you do it, the more you work through it, you get to different levels of karma, in a sense. So the discomfort that I experience now, it's at a different level. It's not like those sharp pains that I used to have. It's more, like I said, it's more like a deep, dull ache. So here, let me, I should check and see if this is still recording. I don't want to get out of my position, though. It should still be recording. We'll just continue for a little bit. So there's a certain energy that you experience when you meditate that I've discovered sitting in the full lotus that I didn't have in other forms of meditation, like in the Vipassana meditation that I had spoken about before. There's this deep, rich energy. It feels like eternal. It has this eternal component to it, this very deep, rich energy. There's nothing else in life that I've experienced like similar to it, and it's only been through like this spiritual path too, through the meditation and through the Qigong, that I've experienced like this rich, deep energy that it feels, like I said, it feels eternal. They talk about different levels of the body. You've got like almost in dimensions. You've got different dimensions of your body. Almost think of it like a Russian doll. You've got this layer of the outside. We've got our molecular shell. And that's what we're interacting with, is the molecular shell of matter. But even our science has reached deeper levels through like microscopes, and you've got the Large Hadron Collider, which is smashing electrons together and stuff, and finding even smaller molecules. So our science has reached a point where we've achieved a few levels below. But it's in a singular point when we observe these levels. It's almost like, all right, if you were at the bottom of a well looking up at the sky, you would only see just that little section. You're not seeing the full sky. You're not seeing, like the full view, the full picture. And it's like that when we look down through microscopes in our current level of technology. We're only able to see singular points. Almost just like looking at a singular star. But in order to see the whole body, like, our observations aren't there yet. So what I'm getting at is what we have achieved with our science is limited. And a lot of these ancient practices, this particular Qigong is it's Chinese, so it has some it's kind of some ancient components about it. Even though it's a fairly modern practice, it's banned in China also. That's for political situations over there. They don't have freedom of spiritual practice over in China. So Falun Gong got very popular in the late 90s. There was over 100 million people practicing it. And the Communist Party felt threatened by its mass, by how big it was and how organized it was, so they started oppressing it. And that's where, if you ever hear about the forced organ harvesting, that's where that first happened. Is that the CCP, the Chinese government, was imprisoning, abducting Falun Gong practitioners, and then harvesting their organs. And I'm sure there'll be people commenting below that it's a lie, but they're doing it now to the Muslim Uyghurs too. So you might have heard about the human rights atrocities in China regarding the Muslim Uyghurs. It's the same thing. It's the same atrocity, but it first started with oppressing Falun Gong practitioners. They also do it to Christians over there too. But I'm getting off topic. But so backtracking. The levels of the body, the ancient Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine, you could say, recognized that we had, the chi system in the body, chi energy. You might be familiar with Tai Chi or yoga, martial arts. They all use chi. So a lot of you have probably experienced some sort of chi through either martial arts practices or yoga, or Tai Chi, or, something along those lines. They're dealing with the Chi, which is your life energy. So, all these practices recognize that we have a Chi system in our body. I'll insert some imagery to give you a reference, a visual reference. All right, I do want to see. Let me slide forward, make sure this is recording. Oh yeah, we're still recording. Okay. That will probably not be as in line as I was, but all right. I just wanted to make sure. I'll slide forward for you. That way it doesn't look like I got out of this position. I'll just slide forward. I wanted to make sure I was still recording. So we have this chi system in our body at this deeper dimension. Think of it like, all right, so we've got you've got your circulatory system. It's a series of tubes that channel blood to different parts of the body. And then you've got the nervous system, which is also a series of like tubes, in a sense, which deals with the nervous system. So at a deeper dimension, that's what I was kind of getting at. I'd wrap back around in my logic and my points. So at these deeper dimensions, at these deeper levels that our modern sciences don't really recognize, they haven't really achieved a full picture of the whole body, the whole view at these deeper dimensions. They just see these singular points down at these deeper dimensions. So when it comes to systems that deal with chi energy, Western medicine doesn't necessarily recognize it. Acupuncture, that's another traditional Chinese medicine that interacts with the chi body. So, and that gives you a good mental image of this system. Again, I'll insert images. So you've got, you have nodes. There's nodes where these channels intersect. And that's where they're focusing when they're putting the needles in, is those different locations. There's some big channels that run down the chest and around the arms and stuff. So it's this deeper level in the body that you're interacting with when you're doing yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, acupuncture. You're trying to interact with the Chi body. And it's like the point I was making earlier about the Chinese or the Russian dolls. It's these layers that go down and down and down. So the Chi the level at chi where that energy resides, it's a few levels down where our modern science hasn't really recognized yet. But people who practice these, all these different practices that interact with chi, they've experienced it in some form or way. Otherwise, they wouldn't continue to practice it. There's millions of people that do some form of chi practice. So when you get down to these levels, that's what I was saying. It feels like eternal. It feels like you're interacting with these deeper levels of existence, these deeper levels of the body. And they even talk about in Buddhist theories that's your spirit body when you get down to those deeper levels, those deeper dimensions. So like when you just shed the molecular shell, when your life has come to an end, you still have these deeper levels, these deeper layers of your body that are still in existence in these realms, these other realms that are at that level of submolecular existence. So it makes sense that if we have a body at this level, that there's a realm at that level. And it doesn't end there. It doesn't end at the chi level. It keeps going down further and further. And they talk about all this stuff in Falun Gong. So if you're curious about learning about these deeper levels of dimension and interacting with these energies and in your health, that's a huge aspect and a big part and reason why people practice yoga and tai chi and qigong, is to interact with their health, to try to cure ailments at these deeper levels. Because you could think of it too as like as the root. It's like a root level, like a foundational level of your molecular or your just your physical existence. Because the molecules are up here. Think of the molecule level as like the house sitting on top. And then as you go down to the foundation, you get at lower levels of existence. So if you have issues at the foundation, you're going to have issues at the upper level. And that's kind of how it works when it comes to health. And it's not just health issues don't just arise at the molecular level. They arise at this deeper level first. And then you experience symptoms at the upper level. So if you can maintain your health and well-being at these deeper levels, you maintain your health and well-being at the upper level also. You know, we're only as refined as our foundation. So it starts there. And that's where a lot of like different concepts of energy come into play too. And that's like, you get into more like elements of morality and energy exchanges, back to the karma and the virtue thing. So like that's a level of energy. That's a layer of energy. I'm starting to get kind of the energy's starting to circulate, so my thoughts are starting to kind of get shallower. That's part of the meditation process. I'm usually, when I sit like this, I'm meditating, so I go through this process. So it's already starting to do that just by sitting like this. So my thoughts are slipping away from me. So I better wrap this up before I'm unable to focus anymore. So there's a lot to it. That's when you get into kind of the spiritual element of all of it, and you get into the morality of all of it, and you get into the laws of cause and effect and balance, and the universe's way of balancing things and stuff. So when you start to address these levels and these layers, it gets very deep, and things tend to unravel, because we've got a lot of knots in life. And in order to untie these knots in our existence, you kind of have to approach them from these deep levels and kind of get to the root of the issues. And that's a lot of what meditation and Qigong is doing, is it's getting at the root of issues. It's getting at the root of problems. And once you can address the root issue, the root problem, once you can pull on these threads that have created these knots in life, they unravel and they dissipate and they're nothing. They disappear. And that goes with your health ailments too. That goes along with health issues. Because things begin at the root level. And if you can address them and unravel these tangles at the root level, then things dissipate on the surface. You no longer have cracks in the walls when your foundation is solid. So you kind of got to approach things from the bottom up. So I think that'll do it as far as my meditation talk. I'll do some more videos on this in the future. I don't want to try to embed all of this stuff in with my shoe videos. I want to keep things separate. So if I do address anything else along these lines in the future, it will be separate videos. And I'll create a separate playlist too. And I'll decide whether or not I want to incorporate them in the like publish to the feed, to everybody, since it's an off-topic issue. Because I've learned that if you're going to do off-topic issues, that you shouldn't publish it to the feed. Because it'll mess with your algorithm, because people don't click on it, because it's a separate issue. But this is a different video. This is kind of a, like a birthday video, like I said, more personal video, so I'm just kind of sharing a little more. But I wanted to talk about this stuff just because it's very important in my life. It's a big part of who I am, and it's been a very integral part of my existence for the past, going on 14 years now? 15 years? Or wait, 526? Yeah, it'll be 14 years next year. So it's like 13 years. So... Yep, very important. But I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say about this stuff. I covered a good amount. Sorry if it was a little convoluted in its presentation, but there's a lot to it. It's a very expansive thing. Like, there's so much that's involved and incorporated into it because it goes so deep. So it has quite an expanse to it. So it's hard to try to address everything and make it make sense and tie it all back into like a single concept and a single idea, because it isn't just a single idea. It's this expansive system. It's a whole science. It's this whole science of energy at these deeper levels and stuff. And it has such an impact on perceived reality once you start to enlighten to these other energies and these other concepts about health and wellness and interaction and energy and karma and virtue and all that stuff. Like, it all ties in. It all ties in. But it all works. Like, it all jives. It all vibes. Like, it's so good. It's good stuff. So, yeah, we'll wrap this up. Feel free to leave any... I'll leave this video open for comments if you have any thoughts. If you're still here at this point in time, we're probably a good hour in already. Stay tuned. There's more to come. I'm going to plug in some footage from the Upper Peninsula. And from the Renaissance Fest. Yep. All right, good stuff. Good talk. All right, cheers.